Welcome back to Silk Coach. We got another great one for you guys today. All right, so instead of some highlights, the NBA season is here. We're here and we're going to go over the NBA predictions, okay? We got to get right into it. So, this year is going to be extremely interesting for many reasons. A lot of trades, a lot of offseason pickups, a lot of teams got better, a few teams got worse. Not too many teams actually got worse outside of the Pacers and the Celtics due to injuries. But not too many teams got worse, and the Bucks. But when it comes to the actual league, all league rankings and standings, this is what we're looking at. All right, we're gonna get into the Eastern and Western Conference too, because it looks a little different than that. Just a little different. All right, but obviously OKC, I feel like they're gonna be the best team in the league this following year. Sorry, this next year. I don't really see another team being better than them. I'm not saying they're gonna win it all, but regular season wise, I don't see too many teams beating them. You go to the Knicks. The pieces they picked up Jordan Clarkson, Yabusele. They still got McBride, still got Mitchell Robinson as the backup. They're looking really good, and they still have the best starting lineup in the league. Say what you want. That is the best starting five in the league. Then you got Denver. Jokic. Do I really have to say anything else? Jokic. I mean, I'm just going to leave it at that. Jokic and the pieces. Boom. They're going to be good. All right. But before we really break the rest of these down, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment what y'all think. Do y'all think I'm wrong? Y'all think I'm right? Hot take, cold takes, whatever. Y'all let me know. But we're going to get to the Eastern Conference because the Western Conference, it really gets unchy. Like, it really gets unchy in there. All right. So the Eastern Conference, like I said, I think the Knicks are going to be one of the best teams in the league. So when it comes to the Eastern Conference, number one. But we're going to start from the bottom. I honestly think the Hornets, the Brooklyn Nets, and the Wizards, DC, Maryland native, I think they're going to be the worst teams in the East this year. The Pacers have too much chemistry, too much confidence, and quite honestly, too many pieces to be that bad. Same thing goes for the Raptors, just not the chemistry part and the confidence. But they have some pieces. Scotty Barnes, they still got Jacob Podol, Brandon Ingram, RJ. They still got Quickly coming on. Like, they have some guys. They just need to stay healthy and get it done. That's really the only thing holding them back, because Brandon Ingram has barely played for them, and I feel like he's been there for the last couple of years. Celtics, I feel like that's an interesting one as well. I got them at that C rank because they still have that championship camaraderie that is going to just keep them going. And Jaylen Brown is still a top 15, 20 player along with the other pieces they have. All right, so that's just kind of a cool rundown. Now, when we go to the A slide, Detroit and Orlando, Paolo and Cade, those are my reasonings. These two young stars, these two young guns, two young bucks are going to terrorize the league. Remember, Cade just came off of a season averaging 25, 6, and 9. 25, 6, and 9, and his splits weren't bad either. His turnovers were terrible. I think he was averaging around 4 turnovers a game. But he was averaging 9 assists a game, and at one point he was averaging 10. So it kind of makes up for it. But no, he does need to be better. And on top of that, Cade definitely has a lot of shooting slumps where he's just not hitting. So he needs to become more consistent shooting-wise. Paolo, the league was lucky that Paolo and Franz, and quite frankly, Jalen Suggs and a couple other players in Orlando was hurt. Because when they were hooping, when they were playing, remember, Paolo opened up the season in like the first month with a 50 ball. Nobody really remembers that. He opened up the season damn near with a 50 ball. Not first game of the year, but one of the first games. Then he got hurt, I think, 15 games into the year. What can you do? You know what I'm saying? What can you do in that situation? Now, I know you guys may be saying, why the hell do you have Philly B? And why are they the only team in that B slot? I know what you're thinking, but I need you to understand my thought process. First of all, I should have brought this up at the beginning of this video. All of these rankings are going into the season fully healthy, except the guys that are already hurt now. But for the whole season, I'm looking at that team healthy. What can they possibly do? If the Sixers are healthy, Joel Embiid, Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, you got VJ Edgecombe, still got Kelly Oubre, Andre Drummond coming off the bench, Jared McCain once he comes back and healthy, Quentin Grimes. In the East, that's a very good team. I don't care what anybody says. If you got Tyrese, Joel, and Paul George healthy and playing at least decent to good basketball, no other big three in the C tier or lower can bump with that. Just, first of all, Joel Embiid alone, nobody other than Giannis is bumping with that. Thank God Giannis got Miles Turner, but you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's bumping with that. Realistically, I don't think the Sixers are going to be that good, only because of the inevitable injuries with them. I mean, hopefully, I hope it doesn't happen, but you see how the last couple of years have gone. So that's another thing on that. Now, when it comes to the C ranking, Boston, Hawks, Miami, Milwaukee, and Chicago are all gonna be fighting for who's the best of the mid. Now, you can easily throw Philly in there, okay? All right, don't get it twisted. You can easily throw Philly down there. But like I said, if they're doing what they're supposed to do, they're going to be right below the A tier and right above the C tier, which is why I got them at the B tier. Now, Hawks got some pieces. Milwaukee don't have too many pieces, but as long as you have Giannis, you have a chance. Chicago has a few pieces, and their pieces aren't even that good. I just love the way they play. They play as if they have some of the best players in the world. I mean, technically they do, but like they really play hard. They don't play the best basketball, but they play hard basketball, and it's kind of enjoying to watch. Enjoying to watch, you know what I'm saying? So they're up there when it comes to that C tier. And then Boston just has to prove it. They just got to show me, yo, we are going to be better than what y'all think we are. And with that scenario, I just got to wait and see. Because I'm also not just going to put what they've done to the rear just because they lost their best player. When the reason why they even won in the first place wasn't just because of Jason Tatum, was because they had the best team in the league by far, you know? So I'm still waiting to see what they can do. And yes, I know they lost Porzingis, and yes, they lost Drew Holiday. Cool, whatever. Well, they still have some guys. Then they picked up Anthony Simons, and then they picked up Chris from Toronto. Those are some pieces that can make up for those pieces. Not saying it's a switch and swap, switch and replace, swap and replace. No, but they can get some damage done. Those two players are really good. Yeah, that's the East in my opinion. I don't really see anybody being better than the Knicks. I didn't talk too much about the Cavs because they get me mad every year. Every year I put faith in Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland and Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, and for the last 2, 3, whatever years I've just been let down. Injuries, whatever it is. It's just I honestly don't think they're going to get it done because they don't have it. I don't know what it is, but I know they don't have it. They don't. I love Donovan Mitchell, one of my favorite players in this day's era. He's not a superstar. He's a bona fide star. Like, it's not even close, but he's not a superstar. Like, he's right there. And I don't even know what he needs to do to get there. I really don't, because there's times where he's like, oh, wow. He's obviously one of the best players in the league at times, but then there's flashes like, all right, like what? Like, I want to see young Utah Donovan with this Cleveland team that, oh, I'm going for 50 every playoff game, Donovan Mitchell. Well, he kind of did that this year and got hurt along with Darius Garland. Like, it's not just Donovan. It's the rest of the team as well, and they don't have it. But hopefully they get something done this year. Hopefully they prove me wrong. But let's get to the West. All right, let's get to the West. Okay, this is going to be World War 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever you like to call it. All right, all right, so let's just get this. Let's get out this way. OKC, best team in the league. Boom, bam, boom, bow. They're gone. Cool. Now, I wanted to put OKC on the S tier alone, then put Denver in the A seed. But I don't think the Rockets and Denver are going to be on the same level. And I also don't think the Rockets are going to be the same level as the teams on the B level. All right. But just looking at it, you know what I'm saying? I know a few people might look at the Spurs being too high, the Warriors being too high. Maybe the Grizzlies being too low, Rockets being too high. Denver's going to be Denver because of Jokic. Don't care what anybody says. Rockets, I really like the way they look. Defensively, they're going to give teams issues, nightmares. It's going to be very difficult for teams to score on Houston consistently. Then they have to worry about stopping them from scoring. Say what you want. Yes, they have KD. Yes, they have Alfred Sengun, who can put up 20, 25 plus every damn night. Amen Thompson is going to shock a lot of people this year. On top of the fact that Jabari and Tari Eason can shoot off the dribble, shoot threes, finish inside, and they're both, 6'9", 6'9" and above, 6'10", 11, whatever. Like, it's going to be a problem for teams. And then if they really want to go small, they got Reed Shepard. Say what you want about Reed. He's nice. He's nice. He's nice. They're not even mentioning up the backup bigs. They still have Clint. Still have Steven Adams. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they still got DFS. They still got some guys. All right. Now the Timberwolves. If you know how I've been talking about the Timberwolves since last postseason, then you already know. I feel like they're gonna kill this year. The way they ended last season told me everything I need to know. No, they didn't play the best during the postseason. Understood. Understood. This season, I think it's gonna be different. I think Ant is gonna take another leap as he continues to do every single year. Every single year, Ant takes another leap. That's what I want to continue seeing from Ant. And that's what I think he's going to continue to do, along with the team just becoming more of a team. You need to be a team to win. And when they got pieces, when I say they got pieces, boy, they got pieces. So many pieces. Rob Dillingham's not even one of the best pieces on that team, and he's a piece that everybody should be worried about. I'm gonna leave it at that. Terrence Shannon is a piece that everybody needs to be worried about. That man is nice. So yeah, I think they're gonna be tough. Spurs. I mean, if you've been watching my YouTube page, if you've been watching my videos, you already know what I think about the Spurs. I'm not even gonna go in detail with that. Wemby's probably gonna win DPOY. Sorry, he is gonna win DPOY and has a high chance of winning DPOY and MVP. I'm gonna just leave it at that. All right. So let's on top of the other pieces they have. We're not gonna go too deep into that. Lakers. I don't know how I feel about the Lakers. Without Bron until November, they might struggle a little bit. Luka's probably gonna win MVP though, but they're gonna struggle a little bit. I still don't see it. I don't. Austin Reeves is too iffy still. Hachimura is going to give you 16 to 20 every game. We already know that. Marcus Smart is looking pretty good. LaRavia is looking good. He's looking good. Hayes is looking okay. He's looking a lot better from last year. But the way the West is looking, bro, like, I don't know if that's going to be enough to truly contend, you know? Now, the Warriors, people may disagree with me having them at B. Man, they have Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond. They're going to be fine. As long as they are healthy, they will be fine. They're not going to dominate, but they're going to beat some good teams. Watch. It's going to happen. It's Steph and Jimmy and Draymond. Say what you want about Draymond. He knows how to win games, and he helps his team win games. Now, the Dallas Mavericks and Clippers at C. Honestly, you can put the Clippers a little higher because with the starting five and the backups they have, my goodness, they can be really good. It's just a retirement home, you know? So it's hard to really believe in a whole bunch of 35, 36, 37, 38, 39-year-olds and a 40-year-old. And that 40-year-old isn't LeBron. So it's hard, but if everything goes right for them like it's supposed to, or like it should or whatever, they will be straight. I feel like the Clippers will definitely have a solid season. That's why I have them C at worst, you know? Mavericks, I don't think Cooper Flag is going to be their main piece, but he's going to be very essential to them winning for sure. Dallas is still going to be a team that everybody is worried about, regardless of what anybody says. They have too many guys that can do something. Their wings, they have too many wings that can do too many different things on the court. And honestly, does not make sense. It really doesn't. So, yeah. Not Spurs, sorry. Mavericks are still going to be solid. Grizzlies. Memphis. I don't know. I don't think they'll be good. I really have to see how Ja and Jaren get it done by themselves with no other main piece. Yes, they have some other guys that can step up into that third piece role, but will it be that effective? I don't know. We'll see. It's going to take a lot to really see if they can step up to that third spot to help Jaren and Ja. All right. Suns. I'm going to give them some credit because they look solid in preseason, but their roster is just nowhere near enough to compete in the West, quite frankly. It's not. I love D-Book. Jalen Green is solid. I mess with Dylan Brooks. That's just not a good trio. In the East, they handling business. They are handling business. I don't know so much about the West. Blazers, they have pieces that can defend, but they don't have too many pieces that can score. In the West, they have nowhere near enough. Their best player is Avita, Denny Avita. That's not going to get the job done. He's good. Not going to get the job done. Pelicans. Even if everything goes right for them, I see them being CB most. CB most, you know. And that's it all strictly depends on Zion's health and his contribution to their winning. Honestly. Zion, in my opinion, when healthy and playing like he's supposed to be playing, easily a top 15 player in the league. Easily. All right. Easily. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. Definitely with Jordan Poole being added. Still got Jordan Hawkins, Shamar Fierce coming off the bench. They got Derek Queen. You know, like they have guys. All right. But it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be there. Herb Jones. They still got DeJounte. Pretty sure they still got CJ. No, CJ is on the Wizards. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how the Pelicans get it done. The Kings, stop it. Stop it right now. Stop it. I don't have any faith in the Kings being anything better than a C tier team in the West, respectfully. I mess with Sabonis. I mess with Levine. I mess with DeRozan. I mess with Russ. That is not a combination for the recipe of a winning basketball team, respectfully. And then their pieces aren't going to help that much either. Yes, they have Murray. They got Keon Ellis. They got a couple guys. No, not enough. And then the Jazz, Ace Bailey is going to be their best player by far. By far. Not even close. So that's a good look at the Western Conference. All right. We already know who's going to dominate. But that A through C tier is going to get really interesting. All right. Really interesting. So with all that being said, this is going to be a great year. Last year, the way that the Western Conference ended was amazing. Was amazing. Can't wait to see it again. I hope it happens. Something similar like that happens again. I hope so. Because it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I can't wait. So this is how the entire league it might look, in my opinion. Something along these lines. I mean, a few teams are going to fall a couple tiers, but I don't see anybody being too far outplaced. Granted, healthy. If everybody's healthy, you know what I'm saying? No inside team controversies, anything like that. No wild injuries. Yeah, I feel like this is a pretty solid prediction of how the league is going to go. You know, so I can't wait. First game Tuesday, tomorrow, depending on when you watch it, when you see this video. So yeah, I can't wait. Let's get started, man. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Drop a like, comment, share, subscribe to the video, to the content, to the page. Don't forget to follow me on IG, Facebook, TikTok, the Silk One Hoops. You know, same thing. I'm sorry. I just cannot wait for the season to start. I really can't wait. But with that being said, guys, stay safe, stay positive. All right, I'm out. Stay tuned for the season opener. Man, I'll see y'all, bro. I can't wait.